You're listening to the Concord Podcast. I'm Curt, joined as always by Taylor and Noah, and we are the pastors of Concord Baptist Church. Welcome back to the Concord Podcast. It's good to have you with us again. Taylor has been using the word behoove in every possible connotation and situation, given that I used it on Sunday, so you can expect that he'll drop that in there effortlessly as we move forward. And then if you're listening and not watching, you will be able to hear the eye rolls happen after that. But really glad for you to join us this week. We have a special topic. We don't have a specific lineup or a series that we're going through right now with the podcast, but we've been talking about having conversations with one another that encourage us spiritually. And one of the things that I don't think that we do enough as Christians is have spiritual conversations with folks who are our friends. And I don't mean, when I say spiritual conversation, looking deeply into someone's eyes and saying, tell me about all the Greek words you've been reading in the New Testament. But just at a casual surface level, do we have a routine of asking those that we're close to, hey, what's the Lord been showing you in your life recently, in His Word recently? How's the Lord been dealing with you? For all of the talk that we make about caring about the Lord and the things that He does and our relationship with Him, we don't often share that with others. And the Lord designed us for community in the local church. We believe that. And so if that's the case, then your spiritual life matters for those around you. We've been talking about times that we have been going through something and we've been talking to somebody else and they describe what they've been going through and we go, oh man, that's exactly what I'm going through. I didn't have the words to put that into words, but what you've just described is exactly it. And that does two things for us. One, it helps us diagnose ourselves and what the Lord is doing. But two, it reminds us that we're not alone, and that others struggle and have joy in the same areas we do. So that's what we're going to do today. This is one extended conversation just about what the Lord's been doing in our lives. We want to set an example. We want that to become a regular pattern of our church's life, is that not only do you go to Sunday school with folks and see them in worship, but you feel the freedom to ask, hey, what's the Lord been showing you recently? And they feel the freedom to ask that of you. So we'll start on this side. We'll flip it around. Usually I'm right-handed, so I go to my right. But Noah, what's the Lord been showing you?
So the McGuires have had a long, extendedly long.
Say long again.
Long.
Yeah.
Curt knows. And Taylor knows. So it's been several longs, 2020. When
have you had happen? You've had a baby and we've had a worldwide pandemic.
Oh yeah,
What's the big deal about
besides the baby and the worldwide pandemic, we've had our own family things going on. We've had things come up in our friends' lives. We are in the process of trying to move. We just decided that if we were going to do 2020, we were going to do it big and have
there we go.
have every aspect of life thrown into chaos.
Yeah.
And what the Lord has been showing me through this year it hasn't come necessarily from my Bible studies. It hasn't necessarily come from my prayers. So I've continued doing those things. It has come through understanding His sovereignty a little more. The Lord has been, He's been so good to me in the fact that I am able to go through the things that this year has thrown at us and still just get up, come to church, lead, and not be faking. Like I'm not putting on a persona. I'm not wearing a mask. I am wearing.
We are wearing a mask. Yeah,
I am wearing a mask in church.
We had a long conversation about the sounds that Noah makes when he reacts to puns earlier. So there's really two. If it's a really good pun, Noah will go
mouth open.
His mouth's open. He'll go. And if it's not really a good pun, like you didn't really put your full effort into it, his mouth's closed and it's just
Well, you just heard the noise that comes when Noah recognizes a pun he accidentally made.
Yeah.
So my point is, I'm not coming in and pretending to be totally fine when I'm not. It's just that the Lord is carrying us through it.
Yeah.
We're not experiencing any signs of depression or overwhelming sadness. We're just kind of taking life as turns get thrown at us and recognizing that God is still in control. And it's been awesome to see that because I now know that, there's a ton of stuff He's going to guide us through.
Yeah.
I knew that already, but it's one of those things that when you're going through it, you learn it a little better.
Yeah, I think a lot about the verse in the book of Psalms, quoted often, that he is the shepherd of his people and he will carry them forever. And I mean, I think what you're describing is him carrying you along, right? Like,
right.
It's not a what's the church that makes all the Christian movies?
Sherwood.
Yeah, it's not a like mountaintop pinnacle. We crossed the finish line and now we're there. Like, he just day by day carries you.
That's a great illustration too, because it's not like he's standing in front of you like, nope, come this way, come this way, come this way.
Have you been facing the giants?
It's just like holding you up.
He's so courageous.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, and
at the end of 2020, he's probably fireproof.
Yeah, up top. Yes.
I knew they were all going to make it in there somehow.
I think we missed.
Unfortunately, you left out War Room.
Oh no, that's because you're in it. I didn't want to. I didn't want to step too close to.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, the experience of it in the moment is not of, I figured it out, but just that somehow day by day he's with us. He's carrying us through it.
Step by step, you'll lead me. Oh yeah,
I'm with you in spirit.
90s quintessential.
Absolutely, and that's really cool. I think we need to hear more of that. The Lord's sustaining grace in our lives. Like we talk a lot about, being delivered and having breakthroughs and chain breaker and all those things. And certainly the Lord does that. But I think the normative Christian experience is that he sustains us. He walks with us through it.
Yeah.
He brings us safely through. And then we kind of go, huh? You guess he was with me the whole time,
Yeah.
That's neat, man. What about you, Taylor? What's the Lord doing in your life? Showing you?
He's showing me that my life is not the Hallmark movie that is, the predictable plot. The same thing over and over and over.
You got to be careful with that mess, though, because when we talk about Hallmark Christmas movies, some of these ladies, specifically my wife,
we just got a subscription. I understand.
I was going to say, what you're saying is Hannah's not going to leave you for a small town baker?
No. Because he'll end up leaving. He'll come back. And
we're going to get in so much trouble.
Yeah. No, but truthfully, I think the hardest part that I have had to come to terms with is self-grace. I pray daily that the Lord extend me grace and show me his mercy and to work in me and to soften my heart. I battle constantly with negativity, cynicism, bitterness. Negativity is just tendency. I tend to go there immediately. And even when things don't go according to plan, I still am a little, sometimes unfairly hard on myself. And so to pray for self-grace has been you. But also incredibly necessary, because if not, you don't truly experience the joy that comes with his grace.
Yeah. We do like to imagine God's grace as it applies to other people.
Yeah.
But actually receiving it and embracing it, that he is slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love to us. That's a really good point, man. So for me, one of the things the Lord has been showing me, probably the main thing, is just that not only is it okay when things are out of my control, but that's actually a good place for me to be. So we talked about God's sovereignty a lot, because, man, we'd all be going out of our minds if we didn't believe that. It is what sustains us in this time. But sometimes when I talk about God's sovereignty, it's like, all this is going on, but God is sovereign.
It's like an add-on.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's the Band-Aid, but in reality, knowing that things are outside of my control, feeling that they're outside of my control, is a good thing for me, because it forces me to believe those truths in a new way. We can talk about God being sovereign, but then when we really do, a lot of times when we say those things, it's like, but I've kind of got this, figured out. Like I know the direction he's taking me, right?
Yep.
But man, when it's like I don't have a clue. Like 24 hours from now, we could live in a whole different world, and and we've done that, every 24 hours now for the last 9 months, and the baby still isn't here yet. But I think that when we feel that things are out of our control and we don't have an answer for it, we are in the perfect position to embrace the good news of the fact that our God is in control of all things in a way that we maybe are not in a position to embrace it when we know the direction he's leading us. And so he's just been reminding me, hey, not only is this difficult, but it's actually good for you to feel your lack of control. I talked to Noah last week about the fact that for me, control is a big thing. That's one of the areas that I, if I'm in control of something, I usually feel good about it. If I'm not in control or things are out of control, it's usually sort of major panic mode. And so that's the direction the Lord has kind of been stretching me. So
I really wish you'd been in control of the Braves game the other night.
I haven't had a chance to go to counseling yet, and so I'm really mad at you for bringing that up. But yeah, let's talk about that, because we all got together.
We did.
In the office.
We did.
And we watched the Braves game, and God is sovereign, but maybe that one slipped past him. I'm just kidding. That's sacrilegious. That's not true at all. But it was difficult. So you can continue to send us brownies and cookies and things like that. We are eating our feelings here at Concord Baptist Church. For those of you,
Thursday is sweatpants day, because we would now only have 2 pair of pants that
that's right.
we can all wear.
Right. Yeah. Makes it sound like we share pants. But hey, seriously though, just a word of thanks for all of the cards and kind gifts and just words of appreciation. That has been a sustaining grace to us as well, especially this month. Thank you for all of you who have sent those in. They really mean the world to us, more than we can express. So, and that one person who sent that really mean note to Taylor, thanks as well for keeping him humble. We appreciate that. So, I'm just kidding. There were no mean notes. But yeah, guys, is there anything else we need to talk about along this topic?
I think somebody had a boss's day.
We did celebrate a boss's day.
Yeah.
For those of you that do not know, one of the things that Curt can't control is the title of boss.
Yeah.
He is uncomfortable with that.
Profoundly.
And it's not always enjoyable to use. However, it is enjoyable to celebrate the leadership that he brings us. And so we took that opportunity last week. Last Friday was Boss's Day. And we have a pretty awesome boss.
You guys are very sweet. It was a big surprise. I did have a minor panic attack because everybody seemed to know something that was going on, and I didn't, and so I was confused.
Was that out of your control?
It was definitely out of my control. However, Miss Faye Evans made a key lime cake, and my life is forever changed because now I have to have insulin shots all the time. But it was totally worth it. It was, oh man, I was super blessed. All right, enough of the love fest. We probably need to find something to do. Taylor works 2 days a week. Noah works 1 day a week, and I pretty much just supervise. So, I'm kidding.
That's the bumper sticker for boss.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for joining us. We've had a lot of fun. Hopefully, this has been of some benefit. There's been a lot of nonsense, but please know that we love you, and let us know if you need anything. God bless. Until next time. Bye.